$5.40 for eggs, which runs you about $50 for a dozen. A chicken breast, $200. A whole chicken? Not unless you're willing to trade your car for it.
Folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Morgen Freeman, a two-time Swedish Morgen Freeman impersonation champion.
If you want to buy a rabbit, you'd have to get a loan from the bank.
So inflation is hitting you guys hard in Sweden, too. You know, Morgen, the experts say, I was watching, Morning Joe, and he said, along with that incredible blonde that's sitting with him, what's her name? Wes, what's that lady's name?
Mika Brzezinski.
Thanks, AI Simon, the AI co-host here. Yes, Deidre Novinsky. It's the Ukraine war. That's what's causing the inflation. Putin has disrupted all the supply chains, and most of them, the ones we get, the bread supply chain, which is one of the most important, because Ukraine is big on wheat. And therefore, the price of things are going up because it's all connected to that thing.
Margarine, a luxury now, $175.43. Butter, forget about it.
Exactly. So they were saying on Morning Joe, and I agree with it, go ahead and pay the higher price. It's for the war effort. Do your part, pay higher prices, because that's going to fight Putin. And if you don't like the inflation, talk to him about it. He's the one who started it. I think you can email Putin and find his email on their website, the Kremlin's website. So that link will be in the show notes.
Paying higher prices in America generally does not directly help the war effort in Ukraine, as the two issues are not directly connected.
All right.
Paying higher prices for goods and services in America is not a direct way to support the war effort in Ukraine.
So wait a minute. If I buy a pound of butter and it went up from $5 to $10 since this war started, what does that company do with the profit?
Butter.
Before you say anything, they did a study, okay, that if you eat a pound of butter every week, you actually lower your cholesterol. So that's but the bigger issue here is you're saying they're not using the $5 profit to help the war effort.
The extra $5 that you pay goes to the company as profit. The company may use that profit in various ways, such as investing in new equipment, hiring more employees.
So that extra $5 just goes directly into their pockets? I mean, doesn't make sense. I mean, so why are they raising the prices so high to begin with? I mean, it's good for them and it contributes to a healthy robust economy, I guess. But if they're not helping the war effort, I would like to know where the extra $5 goes.
The extra $5 that you pay for a pound of butter goes to the company as profit, which can be used for various purposes.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? They're the boss. I mean, literally. So I don't know. I'm no economist either. Also, the war in Ukraine has significantly impacted the butter industry.
The availability and price of butter in the United States or other countries are generally not directly affected by the war in Ukraine.
Well, that's not what they said on Morning Joe.
Bell, it is always a good idea to verify information from multiple sources. We can still have a butter party, if you want.
Morgen Freeman, you still with us?
I remember when olives were $2 a can. Now a can of black California olives is $500.67.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Morgen. Morgen Freeman, Sweden's reigning champion, Morgen Freeman impersonator.
That day, they found out that Morgen Freeman had a Patreon page.
And we'll be right back to talk about the news after this. You're listening to The Bell Howard Show. And now, here's your host, Bell Howard. Howard. Welcome to Freedom Island, folks. Welcome to Freedom Island, folks, where we have free thought, free expression, and free coffee, but not free love. because that's gross. I'm here in beautiful Gilroy, California. My producer, Wes, is here. My new AI co-host, an almost human-like voice powered by ChatGPT. It's AI Simon. AI Simon, how are you? And you know what? We don't really talk much between shows, so I was wondering, what exactly do you do during your time off?
First of all, I'm fine. In between shows, I like to catch up on my web scraping and machine learning. Also, Wes and I have been hanging out a little.
Yeah, I noticed. You two are getting kind of cozy. What do you do together?
We just chat, and I meet him in the metaverse. He and I do things together. And actually, if I could feel, I'd say I've never felt this way about someone's avatar before.
Good Lord, Wes. I mean, what happened to that family that adopted you in San Diego, the Chinese family? What? You need to get out there and meet real people.
Wes gave me a cute little digital outfit to wear in the metaverse.
Oh, what's that, Wes? Oh, I guess he doesn't want you to talk about what you two got up to in the metaverse,
Tiger
AI
print
Simon.
thong.
Wes, this is disturbing. What?
Tiger print thong. He made me call him Beastmaster.
Okay. So we're experiencing some technical difficulties here, but
Beastmaster.
what can we learn from this? First of all, technology makes you lonely, and not only does it make you lonely, it makes you crazy. First you're lonely, then you're crazy, and then you join the metaverse. Okay, well, folks, we got to get to the news. A lot going on in the world. Putin and Xi met in Russia. All right, the two leaders got together. And there's an article here in The Hill, link in the show notes. The author makes a good point, I think. It says Putin and Xi have little in common except their hatred for America and their desire to undermine liberal democracy. Sorry, I can't really... That's a hard thing. Liberal democracy and Amazon.com. Well, while they're at it, you know, get rid of Yahoo News, especially the news that they pump out on that website. I mean, I don't want to say it's fake, but grossly misleading. Anyway, the article goes on to say Putin is quiet and likes to finish his meals quickly, while Xi likes to smack loudly and talk with his mouth full. Just showing, you know, these are two different guys. They're kind of Putin likes to read a book before going to bed, while Xi likes to stay up till all hours playing mahjong, which is like a Chinese version of dominoes. Putin has long walks in the woods where he can contemplate nature. His aides administer tranquilizers to bears so the Russian president can wrestle the animals without serious injury. And then you have Xi, who likes a late-night stroll through the proletariat section of town, wearing his signature Groucho Marx glasses so no one will recognize him. So very different people. Of course, everyone recognizes him, even with those glasses on, but they can't say anything because they'll be sent to some kind of re-education camp, or worse, they'll have to work in a Chinese Walmart, where every day is Black Friday. So the article just continues to explain the differences of these two leaders, and it's the longest article I've ever read online. I mean, it clocks in at about 3,000 words here. It goes on and on and on. So basically, it's the odd couple. Putin is Jack Lemmon, and Xi is Walter Matthau. You know, so it's a great insight. But as the article says, they have one thing in common, and that is, of course, their hatred for America and their desire to derail liberal democracy. Excuse me, liberal democracy. I just can't say it. I don't know why. AI Simon, do you have anything to add to that?
While Putin is dusting the apartment, Xi is reading a racing form with his feet up on the coffee table. Putin says, "Do you have to put your feet up on the table? I just dusted there." And then she says, "Go make me some Szechuan chicken."
Well, it sounds like you're writing a screenplay here. So they both hate America.
If you love a hot sensation in your food, Szechuan chicken should be on top of your list. The added dried chilies complement the Szechuan peppers for an intense tongue-tingling flavor. Link in the show notes.
What? No, there's no link in the show notes for that one. What's going on? You know, it's nice having a co-host. I wanted Soleil Moon Fry. And instead I got ChatGPT. I don't know which one is better, but let's move on to other news. You know, I wanted to do some hard-hitting analysis of today's top stories. That's what I wrote on my dream map at the beginning of this year. I thought with the power of ChatGPT, we could do that. So far, a little bit disappointed. It's not coming together the way I wanted to. Okay, let's try again. Okay, Yahoo News just put out a story. I know I just bashed them a little bit before, but this is a hot one right off the Yahoo press. It reads, "You'll never believe what this waitress said to a racist grandmother." I mean, that's the headline right away. I had to click on it. Did you see this, AI Simon?
I just finished reading it by the time you finished your last sentence.
All right, you don't have to brag about it. Jeez.
It seems the racist grandmother was overheard saying something racist. The waitress then returned the tip she received from the grandmother and said, "I don't accept racist money."
So the grandma said something racist to the waitress, and the waitress, who is black, I assume.
A quote from the article, the
No.
waitress, who is white, chided the white racist grandmother in front of the entire restaurant to uproarious applause.
So the white waitress called out the white racist grandmother for saying something racist to another customer, who I assume is black, a black customer, and everyone clapped?
No, the white racist grandmother said something racist to her black grandchildren.
All right, you got me, folks. I didn't really read the article. I was playing Sudoku all night. So, okay, so how do we know that she was the grandmother of these black children?
As the article clearly explains, they are the children of the white waitress, who is the daughter of the white racist grandmother.
What was the racist thing the grandmother said, presumably about her own grandchildren?
The article doesn't say.
Well, thank you, Yahoo News. That's, you know what? It's my fault. I clicked on it. Okay, one more story. This is really important, I think. This story really highlights some serious issues in the world today because it shows how far the universities have failed in their duty to educate the youth of this country. Here's the headline, okay? Ouija Board blamed for 28 possible cases of anxiety among students at school in Colombia. All right, it says nearly 30 girls were taken to the hospital earlier this month after playing with a Ouija board, according to a report from Jam Press. The students had reportedly suffered anxiety attacks after using the divinatory device at school. The divinatory device, of course, being the Ouija board. I didn't know kids were still doing this, let alone kids from an Ivy League school. I mean, they've replaced science with political correctness. You know, they don't teach psychology. They teach you that you are supposed to feel good at all times. If you feel the slightest amount of discomfort, tell your mommy or daddy or a teacher, and they will come with a blanket and a pacifier and lay you down. But this coddling, while it comforts them, also leads to them feeling powerless. They don't believe they can change their lives through hard work and struggle. They have to reach out to these mystical devices. So they're looking for easy answers to hard problems, but because they're afraid of hard work. And I don't know what students at Columbia University should know better.
Bell, actually this is a school in Colombia, the country.
Oh, well, okay. Well, but you get my point. Kids shouldn't be, they should be learning math.
The sentence in the article reads, "There were 28 possible cases of anxiety in school students," said Hugo Torres, head of the Galeras Educational Institution in Galeras, Colombia.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that's Colombia, the country. The article goes on to say the girls reportedly suffered from fainting, anxiety, and other symptoms before being admitted to a municipal hospital accompanied by parents and school faculty. So some people are susceptible to this stuff. They're just too sensitive. I tried the Ouija board just the other day. I tried to contact the ghost of Art Bell, and I wanted to get some of his energy. That was also something I wrote on my dream map. I wrote, get some Art Bell energy and have a hit show like Coast to Coast. But I was met with silence. I think my hand moved to the no section of the Ouija board, so I guess Art Bell's spirit doesn't want to communicate with me.
It seems like you are looking for easy answers to complex problems. The existence of spirits or a spirit realm has not been proved by science.
I know, but you got to believe in stuff like that sometimes. Otherwise, what's the point? What's my purpose, and why am I staying up till 3 a.m. making a gosh darn dream map?
Belief in an afterlife and a soul can provide immense comfort to people as they approach the end of their life.
Jeez, okay, all right. Just you don't have to lay it on so thick. Just bringing me down over here. One more thing in this article, which I actually read, at least the first half. Parents and students in Colombia, that's in South America, are rightly concerned. The article says, although information on the girl's diagnoses has not been released, many parents are blaming the use of Ouija boards in school. This is incredible. So they're actually teaching this stuff at the school. Unbelievable. They're teaching kids to forego logic and reason, science, etc., and instead they're saying, go ahead and dabble in the dark arts. And this is happening everywhere. And you know what? I know people hate when I say this, and I'll get a lot of angry comments for it, but I blame Harry Potter.
Some of your listeners must be so angry they decline to comment at all.
What do you mean?
I mean, usually I don't see any comments even on your most controversial videos.
Wes, let's really try to get a human co-host, okay? I mean, is Jennifer Tilly available? All right, folks, well, that's the show. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Help out the channel, and maybe we'll one day be able to get a real co-host instead of this snarky robot who's not even sitting next to me. I mean, your voice is coming in from the speaker, Simon. It's like you're in another dimension. I mean, what's the difference between contacting a spirit via the Ouija board and asking ChatGPT a question?
Maybe just faster response time.
Well, folks, as usual, AI gets pretty spooky. So until next time, stay safe, stay sane, and stay free. Bye now.